Imagine a world where every paragraph captivates, intrigues, and persuades with precision. With the Peel method as your literary guide, unlock the power to craft paragraphs that not only inform but enthrall, leaving your readers hungry for more.
In writing, what does Peel stand for?
In writing, Peel stands for a structured approach to paragraph writing. It's an acronym that helps writers remember the key components of a well-developed paragraph. 1. P. Point. The first sentence of the paragraph should introduce the main point or argument that the paragraph will discuss. This sentence should be clear and concise, providing the reader with a preview of what will be covered. 2. E. Evidence. After introducing the main point, the writer provides evidence or examples to support it. This evidence can come from various sources, such as research, personal experience, or observations. It should be relevant and directly support the point being made. 3. E. Explanation. Following the evidence, the writer explains how the evidence supports the main point. This is where the writer analyzes and interprets the evidence, demonstrating its significance and relevance to the argument being presented. 4. L. Link. Finally, the paragraph should end with a sentence that links back to the main point and transitions smoothly to the next paragraph. This helps maintain the coherence and flow of the overall piece of writing. By following the Peel structure, writers can create well-organized and coherent paragraphs that effectively communicate their ideas to the reader.
This is a summary of the contents.
The text introduces the Peel method, an acronym outlining the structure of effective paragraph writing. It emphasizes the importance of crafting paragraphs that are clear, supported by evidence, well explained, and seamlessly linked to the overall argument. The Peel method promises to elevate writing by ensuring each paragraph captivates and persuades the reader, leaving them eager for more.
Based on this content, here are some keywords and their meanings.
1. Peel, an acronym for point, evidence, explanation, and link, a method for structuring paragraphs in writing. 2. Paragraph, a distinct section of writing that presents and develops a single main idea or argument. 3. Structure, the organization and arrangement of elements within a piece of writing. 4. Writing, the act or process of expressing ideas, thoughts, and information through text. 5. Point, the main idea or argument presented in a paragraph. 6. Evidence, information, examples, or data used to support a point or argument. 7. Explanation, analysis and interpretation of evidence to demonstrate its relevance and significance to the main point. 8. Coherence, the quality of being logical, consistent, and interconnected in writing. 9. Precision, clarity and accuracy in expressing ideas or arguments. 10. Intrigue, to arouse curiosity or interest in the reader. 11. Persuade, to convince or influence the reader to accept a particular viewpoint or argument. 12. Captivate, to hold the reader's attention and engage them deeply in the writing. 13. Transition, a word, phrase, or sentence that connects paragraphs or sections of writing, facilitating smooth flow and coherence. 14. Main idea, the central concept or argument that a paragraph or piece of writing revolves around. 15. Relevance, the quality of being directly related or pertinent to the main point or argument. 16. Interpretation, the act of explaining the meaning or significance of evidence or information. 17. Clarity, the quality of being clear, understandable, and unambiguous in writing. 18. Preview, a brief overview or glimpse of what will be discussed or presented. 19. Flow, the smooth and logical progression of ideas or arguments within a piece of writing.
Thank you for watching. This is the VTP channel. You can find us at youtube.com/@VTP.
Part 2. Example sentences in daily conversation. Here are 20 example sentences, including paragraph, in daily conversation.
1. Let me just finish this paragraph and then I'll join you. 2. Can you help me revise this paragraph? I want to make sure it flows well. 3. I'm struggling to come up with a good topic sentence for this paragraph. 4. Did you read the last paragraph of the book? It's so powerful. 5. I think this paragraph needs more evidence to support the argument. 6. Could you summarize the main idea of this paragraph for me? 7. This paragraph is a bit confusing. I'm not sure what the author is trying to say. 8. I love how the author used imagery in this paragraph to describe the setting. 9. The first paragraph of the essay sets the tone for the entire piece. 10. I'm going to highlight the key points in this paragraph for easy reference. 11. The introductory paragraph of the article caught my attention right away. 12. I'm having trouble transitioning smoothly between paragraphs in my essay. 13. This paragraph seems out of place. Maybe it should be moved to a different section. 14. Can you proofread this paragraph for any grammatical errors? 15. The conclusion paragraph ties everything together nicely. 16. Let's brainstorm ideas for the next paragraph of the presentation. 17. I'm just going to jot down some notes for each paragraph before I start writing. 18. The middle paragraphs of the story build suspense really well. 19. I need to work on my topic sentences to make each paragraph more focused. 20. The concluding paragraph of the email summarizes our discussion points effectively.
Here are 20 example sentences, including structure in daily conversation.
1. The structure of this building is quite impressive, don't you think? 2. I need to create a clear structure for my presentation before I start putting together slides. 3. Can you help me understand the structure of this sentence? It seems a bit convoluted. 4. The organizational structure of the company is undergoing some changes. 5. I'm having trouble following the structure of this argument. It jumps around too much. 6. The structure of the schedule allows for plenty of flexibility. 7. Let's discuss the structure of our upcoming project during the meeting tomorrow. 8. The structure of the essay is well defined, with each paragraph serving a specific purpose. 9. The protein structure is crucial for its function within the cell. 10. We need to analyze the market structure before launching our new product. 11. The plot structure of the novel is quite intricate, with multiple storylines converging. 12. The hierarchical structure of the organization can sometimes lead to communication issues. 13. Let's review the folder structure to make sure all the documents are organized properly. 14. The social structure of the community influences how decisions are made. 15. The sentence structure in this paragraph is too repetitive. We should vary it more. 16. The legal structure of the contract needs to be reviewed by our legal team. 17. Understanding the atomic structure of elements is fundamental in chemistry. 18. The political structure of the country underwent significant changes after the revolution. 19. The structure of the debate follows a strict format with opening statements, rebuttals, and closing arguments. 20. Can you recommend a good book on the structure of language?
Here are 20 example sentences, including writing in daily conversation.
1. I have a passion for writing. It's my favorite creative outlet. 2. Could you please proofread my writing before I submit it? 3. Writing a heartfelt letter can be a meaningful way to express your feelings. 4. I'm taking a writing class this semester to improve my skills. 5. Writing poetry allows me to explore my emotions in a unique way. 6. Writing a journal every day helps me reflect on my thoughts and experiences. 7. I find writing essays to be a challenging but rewarding task. 8. Writing a resume that stands out is crucial when applying for jobs. 9. Have you ever tried writing short stories? It's a fun way to unleash your imagination. 10. Writing a thank you note is a thoughtful gesture after receiving a gift. 11. I'm struggling with writer's block. I just can't seem to get any writing done. 12. Writing research papers requires thorough analysis and critical thinking. 13. Writing in cursive is a dying art form in the age of technology. 14. I'm working on a novel, but the writing process is taking longer than I expected. 15. Writing poetry allows me to play with language and imagery. 16. Writing emails is a necessary part of my job, but it can be tedious at times. 17. I've always admired her writing style. It's so elegant and articulate. 18. Writing in my journal helps me unwind at the end of a long day. 19. Writing personal essays allows me to share my experiences and connect with others. 20. Writing in a journal can help clarify your thoughts and feelings.
Here are 20 example sentences, including point in daily conversation.
1. Can you please get straight to the point? I'm short on time. 2. What's the point of all this arguing if we're not going to find a solution? 3. I think you missed the main point of the presentation. 4. Let me explain my point of view on this matter. 5. I see your point, but I still disagree with you. 6. The whole point of this exercise is to improve our teamwork skills. 7. I'm not sure what your point is in bringing up that example. 8. Could you summarize the main points of the meeting for me? 9. The comedian's jokes were funny, but they lacked a clear point. 10. I think you're veering off point. Let's focus on the task at hand. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way before. 12. I don't see the point in dwelling on the past. Let's move forward. Let me get to the point. We need to increase sales by the end of the quarter. 14. The teacher made an excellent point about the importance of time management. 15. I'm trying to make a point here, but you keep interrupting me. 16. The whole point of traveling is to experience new cultures and perspectives. 7. It's important to have a clear point of reference when discussing complex topics. 18. You have a valid point. I'll take that into consideration. 19. We're getting off point. Let's stick to the agenda. 20. Let's meet up later and discuss the finer points of the proposal.
Here are 20 example sentences, including evidence, in daily conversation.
1. Without evidence, it's hard to prove your case in court. 2. Can you provide evidence to support your claim? 3. The detective gathered fingerprints as evidence at the crime scene. 4. There's no evidence to suggest that the suspect was involved in the robbery. 5. Scientists rely on empirical evidence to support their hypotheses. 6. The video footage serves as clear evidence of what happened. 7. She presented compelling evidence to back up her argument. 8. We need concrete evidence before we can make any accusations. 9. Eyewitness testimony can be considered evidence in a trial. 10. The lack of evidence makes it difficult to draw any conclusions. 11. DNA analysis provided crucial evidence in solving the cold case. 12. His alibi provided solid evidence that he was nowhere near the scene of the crime. 13. The fingerprints on the weapon were key pieces of evidence in the investigation. 14. We need to gather more evidence before we can make a decision. 15. The data collected from the study serves as evidence supporting the hypothesis. 16. The surveillance footage is undeniable evidence of the theft. 17. Without evidence, it's just speculation. 18. The judge admitted the evidence into the court record. 19. The defense attorney challenged the credibility of the evidence presented. 20. The circumstantial evidence pointed to the suspect's guilt.
Here are 20 example sentences, including explanation, in daily conversation.
1. Can you give me an explanation of how this machine works? 2. I'm sorry for the confusion. Let me offer you a clear explanation. 3. The teacher provided a detailed explanation of the math problem. 4. His explanation of the theory was thorough and easy to understand. 5. I need some explanation as to why this project is behind schedule. 6. Let me provide some context before I offer my explanation. 7. We're looking for an explanation for the sudden increase in expenses. 8. Can you offer an explanation for your absence from the meeting? 9. The scientist's explanation of the phenomenon was groundbreaking. 10. I'm still waiting for a satisfactory explanation for what happened. 11. The book provides a comprehensive explanation of the historical events. 12. The politician's explanation of his actions was met with skepticism. 13. I appreciate your explanation. It helps clarify things for me. 14. His explanation for being late sounded plausible, but I'm not entirely convinced. 15. The professor asked for an explanation from the student who missed the deadline. 16. The detective listened carefully to the suspect's explanation of his whereabouts. 17. We're seeking an explanation for the discrepancies in the financial report. 18. The doctor's explanation of the diagnosis put my mind at ease. 19. The lawyer's explanation of the legal terms was enlightening. 20. Let's break down the problem together and come up with an explanation.
Here are 20 example sentences, including coherence, in daily conversation.
1. We need to work on improving the coherence of our team's communication. 2. The coherence of his argument was impressive. Every point flowed logically to the next. 3. The lack of coherence in her story made it difficult to follow. 4. Let's revise the essay to ensure it has coherence and clarity. 5. Coherence is essential for maintaining a strong relationship between ideas. 6. The coherence of the presentation made it easy for the audience to understand the main points. 7. We aim to achieve coherence in our project by aligning everyone's efforts toward a common goal. 8. The coherence of the design concept tied the entire room together. 9. The coherence of the novel's plot kept me engaged from beginning to end. 10. We need to establish coherence between our marketing strategies to create a unified brand image. 11. The coherence of her speech impressed the audience and earned her a standing ovation. 12. Coherence in our daily routines helps us stay organized and focused. 13. The lack of coherence in his arguments weakened his position in the debate. 14. Let's rearrange the paragraphs to improve the coherence of the essay. 15. The coherence of the music album's track list created a seamless listening experience. 16. We need to establish coherence between our short-term and long-term goals. 17. The coherence of the city's urban planning ensures efficient traffic flow. 18. His writing lacks coherence. The ideas seem scattered and disconnected. 19. Coherence in our policies will strengthen our organization's reputation and credibility. 20. We're striving to achieve coherence in our team's workflow to increase productivity.
Here are 20 example sentences, including precision in daily conversation.
1. When performing surgery, precision is of utmost importance. 2. The engineer measured the dimensions with precision to ensure accuracy. 3. I appreciate the precision with which you crafted that email. It conveyed exactly what was needed. 4. To succeed in this task, we need to execute each step with precision. 5. Precision is key when handling delicate equipment like this. 6. The watchmaker's precision in assembling the timepiece was remarkable. 7. He demonstrated impressive precision in his calculations. 8. The artist painted with precision, capturing every detail of the landscape. 9. We need to aim for precision in our language to avoid misunderstandings. 10. The precision of his aim was evident as he hit the bullseye every time. 11. Writing code requires precision. Even a small mistake can lead to major errors. 12. The tailor ensured a perfect fit with precision measurements. 13. Precision engineering is essential for building reliable machinery. 14. The surgeon's precision in removing the tumor saved the patient's life. 15. When baking, precision in measuring ingredients is crucial for consistent results. 16. The precision of his movements on the dance floor impressed everyone. 17. As a linguist, she values precision in the use of language. 18. The sniper demonstrated remarkable precision in hitting the target from a long distance. 19. The carpenter carved intricate designs with precision and skill. 20. We need to approach this problem with precision and attention to detail.
Here are 20 example sentences, including intrigue in daily conversation.
1. The mystery novel had so much intrigue, I couldn't put it down. 2. Her stories always have an element of intrigue that keeps readers hooked. 3. The new movie trailer sparked my intrigue. I can't wait to see the film. 4. The detective's investigation into the case added an air of intrigue to the small town. 5. The painting's hidden symbols and meanings added to its intrigue. 6. His enigmatic smile only deepened the intrigue surrounding him. 7. The rumors circulating about the company's new product have piqued my intrigue. 8. The historical artifact's mysterious past intrigued archaeologists for decades. 9. The abandoned mansion at the edge of town has always held an aura of intrigue. 10. The stranger's cryptic message left me with a sense of intrigue. 11. The espionage thriller was filled with twists and turns that kept me intrigued until the end. 12. The invitation to the masquerade ball intrigued me. I wondered what secrets it held. 13. The magician's illusions never failed to intrigue and captivate the audience. 14. The exotic spices in the dish added an element of intrigue to the meal. 15. The unsolved disappearance of the famous explorer continues to intrigue historians. 16. The unexpected plot twist in the TV show left viewers intrigued and eager for more. 17. The journalist's investigative report uncovered a web of intrigue within the government. 18. The old journal found in the attic was filled with stories that sparked my intrigue. 19. The allure of the Forbidden City intrigued adventurers from around the world. 20. The cryptic message in the letter intrigued me. I spent hours deciphering its meaning.
Here are 20 example sentences, including persuade in daily conversation.
1. I tried to persuade my friends to go hiking with me this weekend. 2. Can you persuade your brother to lend us his car for the road trip? 3. The politician attempted to persuade voters with promises of change. 4. It's hard to persuade my cat to come inside when he's enjoying the sunshine. 5. She used statistics and facts to persuade her classmates to recycle more. 6. I'm trying to persuade my parents to let me stay out later on weekends. 7. The salesperson tried to persuade me to buy the extended warranty for the laptop. 8. Can you persuade your boss to give us an extra day off for the holiday? 9. The lawyer's job is to persuade the jury of his client's innocence. 10. I'm not easily persuaded. You'll need to give me a good reason to change my mind. 11. The teacher used persuasive techniques to persuade the students to complete their assignments on time. 12. I'm trying to persuade my sister to try sushi for the first time. 13. The company hired a marketing team to persuade customers to switch to their product. 14. I've been trying to persuade my friend to join the gym with me for months. 15. It's important to be able to persuade others to see things from your perspective. 16. The charity used emotional appeals to persuade donors to contribute to their cause. 17. The CEO delivered a powerful speech to persuade investors to support the company's new project. 18. I need to persuade my landlord to fix the leaky faucet in the kitchen. 19. The politician's passionate speech persuaded many undecided voters to support her. 20. I'm trying to persuade my coworkers to go out for lunch instead of eating at their desks.
Here are 20 example sentences, including captivate in daily conversation.
1. The singer's voice had the power to captivate audiences and hold them spellbound. The mesmerizing dance performance captivated everyone in the audience. 3. The breathtaking view from the mountaintop never fails to captivate me. 4. The storyteller had a knack for weaving tales that captivated both young and old. 5. The artist's paintings were so vibrant and colorful that they captivated anyone who saw them. 6. The documentary on wildlife in Africa captivated viewers with its stunning visuals and informative narration. 7. The actor's performance in the play captivated the entire theater. Not a single person shifted in their seat. 8. The mysterious stranger at the party captivated everyone's attention with their intriguing stories. 9. The novel's gripping plot and well-developed characters captivated readers from the very first page. 10. The historic castle's grandeur and history never fail to captivate tourists. 11. The magician's tricks captivated the children at the birthday party, leaving them in awe. 12. The lush gardens and beautiful architecture of the palace captivated visitors from around the world. 13. The professor's lectures were so engaging that they captivated even the most disinterested students. 14. The sunset over the ocean captivated everyone on the beach, with its vibrant colors painting the sky. 15. The documentary about space exploration captivated viewers with its awe-inspiring footage of distant galaxies. 16. The ballet performance captivated the audience with its graceful movements and emotive storytelling. 17. The historical artifacts on display at the museum captivated visitors, transporting them back in time. 18. The intricate details of the stained glass windows in the cathedral captivated worshippers as they gazed up in awe. 19. The comedian's witty jokes and humorous anecdotes captivated the crowd, leaving them in stitches. 20. The sound of rain falling gently on the roof never fails to captivate me, creating a sense of calm and tranquility.
Here are 20 example sentences, including transition in daily conversation.
1. The transition from summer to fall brings cooler weather and changing leaves. 2. Let's discuss how we can make a smooth transition to the new software system. 3. The The transition between scenes in the movie was seamless, keeping the audience engaged. 4. Moving to a new city can be challenging, but a good support network can help ease the transition. 5. We need to plan for a smooth transition of power when the current leader steps down. 6. The transition from high school to college can be overwhelming for some students. 7. The transition from childhood to adulthood is marked by significant changes and responsibilities. 8. The company is undergoing a transition to a more sustainable business model. 9. The transition from being single to being in a relationship can be a big adjustment. 10. The transition from one job to another can be a time of uncertainty and anxiety. 11. The transition from day to night is gradual, with the colors of the sky changing slowly. 12. The transition from winter to spring brings warmer temperatures and blooming flowers. 13. We need to ensure a smooth transition of responsibilities when our colleague goes on maternity leave. 14. The transition from being a student to entering the workforce requires adaptation to new routines and expectations. 15. The transition from being awake to falling asleep can sometimes be difficult for me. 16. We're in the process of planning the transition to a new website design. 17. The transition from being a renter to a homeowner comes with new financial responsibilities. 18. The transition from being the youngest child to being the oldest can be a challenging adjustment. 19. The transition from being employed to retirement is a significant life change that requires careful planning. 20. Let's use this time to reflect on the past year and prepare for the transition to the next phase of our lives.
Here are 20 example sentences, including main idea in daily conversation.
1. Before you start writing your essay, make sure you have a clear main idea. 2. Can you summarize the main idea of the article for me? 3. I'm having trouble identifying the main idea of this paragraph. 4. The main idea of the presentation is to highlight the benefits of our new product. 5. Let's brainstorm ideas to develop the main idea of our project. 6. When giving a speech, it's important to clearly convey the main idea to the audience. 7. I need to focus on the main idea of my research paper to stay on track. 8. The main idea of the book is to encourage self-reflection and personal growth. 9. Can you rephrase that sentence to better align with the main idea? 10. The main idea behind the new policy is to promote inclusivity and diversity. 11. The main idea of the conversation was to discuss potential solutions to the problem. 12. The main idea of the lesson was to introduce students to basic algebraic concepts. 13. Let's revise the introduction to clearly state the main idea of the essay. 14. The main idea of the marketing campaign is to attract a younger demographic. 15. It's important to have a strong main idea when pitching a business idea to investors. 16. The main idea of the movie is to explore themes of love and redemption. 17. I'm struggling to articulate the main idea of my project in a concise manner. 18. The main idea of the workshop is to teach participants effective communication skills. 19. The main idea of the article resonated with readers, sparking a lively discussion. 20. Let's start by identifying the main idea of each paragraph in the text.
Here are 20 example sentences, including relevance in daily conversation.
1. It's important to consider the relevance of the information before including it in your presentation. 2. The relevance of his argument to the topic at hand was questionable. 3. Can you explain the relevance of this statistic to our discussion? 4. The relevance of her experience to the job position made her a strong candidate. 5. Let's focus on topics that have direct relevance to our project goals. 6. The relevance of the research findings to real-world applications was highlighted in the conclusion. 7. We need to prioritize tasks based on their relevance to our overall objectives. 8. The relevance of the historical event to current affairs was discussed in the lecture. 9. When studying, it's important to assess the relevance of each piece of information to the exam. 10. The relevance of her comments to the topic being discussed was appreciated by the group. 11. We need to analyze the relevance of this new data to our marketing strategy. 12. The relevance of his expertise to the project made him an invaluable team member. 13. The relevance of this news article to our discussion cannot be ignored. 14. When writing an essay, it's crucial to evaluate the relevance of each source to your argument. 15. The relevance of her qualifications to the job description made her an ideal candidate. 16. Let's consider the relevance of this new information before making any decisions. 17. The relevance of the guest speaker's talk to the conference theme was evident. 18. The relevance of his comments to the current situation brought clarity to the discussion. 19. The relevance of the textbook chapter to the exam material was confirmed by the professor. 20. We should prioritize tasks based on their relevance to our immediate goals.
Here are 20 example sentences, including interpretation in daily conversation.
1. The interpretation of this data suggests a positive trend in sales. 2. Can you offer your interpretation of this poem? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. 3. The artist's interpretation of the landscape captured the beauty of the scenery. 4. The interpretation of the law by the judge will determine the outcome of the trial. 5. We need to consider different interpretations of the evidence before drawing conclusions. 6. His interpretation of the novel differed from mine, but it was interesting to hear his perspective. 7. The therapist's interpretation of my dreams helped me gain insight into my subconscious thoughts. 8. The musician's interpretation of the classical piece was both emotive and technically proficient. 9. The interpretation of the Constitution is a topic of ongoing debate among legal scholars. 10. We need to be cautious of biased interpretations when analyzing historical events. 11. His interpretation of the instructions led to a misunderstanding of the task. 12. The interpreter provided a simultaneous interpretation of the speaker's words. 13. The director's interpretation of the play brought new depth to the characters and themes. 14. We need to examine the cultural context to understand the true interpretation of this tradition. 15. The teacher encouraged students to offer their own interpretations of the text. 16. The company's financial report requires careful interpretation to understand its implications. 17. The scientific community continues to refine its interpretation of the data collected. 18. The artist's abstract painting invites viewers to form their own interpretations. 19. The interpretation of the weather forecast suggests a high chance of rain tomorrow. 20. Let's schedule a meeting to discuss our different interpretations of the project requirements.
Here are 20 example sentences, including clarity in daily conversation.
1. The instructions should be written with clarity to avoid any confusion. 2. Can you provide more clarity on what you mean by that statement? 3. The clarity of her presentation made it easy for everyone to understand the key points. 4. I appreciate the clarity of your explanation. It really helped clarify things for me. 5. Let's strive for clarity in our communication to avoid misunderstandings. 6. The clarity of the water in the lake allows you to see all the way to the bottom. 7. The teacher's feedback on my essay helped me improve the clarity of my writing. 8. The clarity of his vision for the project inspired confidence in the team. 9. The doctor's explanation lacked clarity, leaving me unsure of the diagnosis. 10. We need to achieve clarity on our goals for the upcoming quarter. 11. The clarity of the road signs made it easy to navigate through the city. 12. The clarity of her argument persuaded me to change my opinion on the matter. 13. The clarity of the blue sky after the storm was a welcome sight. 14. I need to work on the clarity of my instructions to my team. 15. The clarity of her voice over the phone made it easy to understand her message. 16. The contract needs to be rewritten for clarity. There are too many ambiguous terms. 17. Let's review the project plan to ensure clarity on timelines and deliverables. 18. The clarity of her vision for the future of the company impressed the board members. 19. The clarity of the sunset over the ocean was breathtaking. 20. The editor suggested revisions to improve the clarity of the article.
Here are 20 example sentences, including preview in daily conversation.
1. Let me give you a quick preview of what to expect in today's meeting agenda. 2. Before you watch the movie, here's a preview of the plot and characters. 3. Can you provide a preview of the new features in the upcoming software update? 4. I'll give you a preview of the presentation slides so you know what to expect. 5. The restaurant offers a preview of their menu with complimentary appetizers. 6. The fashion show gave attendees a preview of the latest trends for the season. 7. Before buying the book, I read a preview of the first chapter online. 8. The trailer is just a preview of the movie. It doesn't give away the entire plot. 9. The company released a preview of their new product to generate excitement. 10. Let me show you a preview of the new website design before we launch it. 11. I attended a preview of the art exhibit before it opened to the public. 12. The musician played a preview of their upcoming album at the concert. 13. The magazine offers a preview of the articles featured in the upcoming issue. 14. Before purchasing the software, you can download a preview version to try it out. 15. The store offers customers a preview of the latest arrivals in their weekly newsletter. 16. We got a preview of the wedding venue during the open house event. 17. I watched a preview of the next episode to see what happens next in the series. 18. The travel agency provides a preview of the destinations in their brochure. 19. The theater offered a special preview of the new play for members of the press. 20. The museum offers a preview of their exhibits on their website to attract visitors.
Here are 20 example sentences, including flow in daily conversation.
1. The river's flow was so gentle and peaceful. 2. We need to work on the flow of the presentation to ensure it transitions smoothly between topics. 3. The traffic flow on the highway was disrupted by the accident. 4. I love the flow of this song. It's so catchy and easy to dance to. 5. The words seemed to flow effortlessly from her pen as she wrote. 6. Let's rearrange the furniture to improve the flow of the room. 7. The conversation had a natural flow, with each person contributing their thoughts. 8. The flow of ideas during the brainstorming session was inspiring. 9. We need to fix the leak in the pipe to restore the flow of water. 10. The yoga instructor guided us through a series of poses to improve the flow of energy in our bodies. 11. The flow of traffic in the city center was heavily congested during rush hour. 12. I find that I write better when I'm in a state of flow, fully immersed in the task. 13. The flow of the story kept me engaged from beginning to end. 14. The electrical engineer designed the circuit to optimize the flow of electricity. 15. The artist's brushstrokes created a sense of flow and movement in the painting. 16. The flow of customers into the store increased after the grand opening. 17. The workflow needs to be streamlined to improve the flow of production. 18. The dance performance had a fluidity and gracefulness in its movements that enhanced the flow of the choreography. 19. The flow of information between departments is essential for efficient collaboration. 20. The therapist encouraged her clients to find activities that put them in a state of flow, where they lose track of time and worries.
Thank you for watching. This is the VTP channel. You can find us at youtube.com/@VTP. This material primarily helps to learn English vocabulary, English grammar, and English sentence structure. Thank you for thinking about subscribing to see various exciting videos. Thank you for watching.